Jai Hind students. So today we'll be discussing about decimals. So decimals. So like all of you are well aware of how many kind of decimals we have. We have three kind of decimals: terminating, non-terminating, and repeating or reoccurring, whatever you call it. So non-terminating and repeating, and the last type is non-terminating and non-repeating. Out of these two cases are considered as rational, and this is considered as irrational. I hope all of you remember what were terminating decimals. So terminating decimals were those decimals which used to end after certain digits or certain places. Non-terminating and repeating, like I'll just give an example of terminating. Terminating was like, let's say any decimal 1.12456 7. After a certain digit, it used to end. Such decimals were called terminating. Now, non-terminating and repeating, these were those decimals which are never ending. They are non-terminating. They never terminate, never end, but they are repeating. That is, there is a certain set of numbers which keep on repeating. Like, let's say 0.323232 and so on. So every time you can clearly see that 32 is repeating itself. So the repeating block is written with a bar. So this bar means this entire block, like entire digits, they are continuously repeating themselves one after other. Now it can be like this also, 1.372. Suppose this 72 bar means it is something like this, only 72 is repeating itself. So such decimals where they are not ending and they are repeating, like there is certain set of digits which are continuously repeating, those kind of decimals are called non-terminating and repeating. And the last kind is non-terminating and non-repeating. That is when the decimals don't terminate, that is, nor they end, nor they repeat, nor they have any certain specific repeating block of digits, like in any random 3.1425678 something, anything, nothing is repeating, it's just going on and on without any repeating set, like definite set of repeating block. Such decimals are called non-terminating and non-repeating. Now the point is, why we are going through all these concepts of decimals again. It is just because the kind of questions which you are going to get now is, you will be given with a fraction and you will be asked whether the decimal of that fraction will be terminating or non-terminating, and if it will be terminating, then after how many places. So let's see how to solve such problems. So okay, so you will have two kind of questions. Suppose if I have, before the question, let us discuss what are the conditions for a terminating decimal. Suppose I have a terminating decimal. So what is the condition for a terminating decimal? So like I have a fraction, let's say p by q. Because terminating and non-terminating repeating are considered as rational. Okay. Suppose I have a number p by q, and if I'm saying the decimal has to be terminating, then what are the conditions under which the decimals will be, the decimal expansion will be terminating? All of you remember what is prime factorization? I hope all of you remember, like we did in we have discussed already the method of prime factorization while finding the LCM. HCF and LCM combined, we have already done that. So when So remember this condition. When the prime factorization of denominator has either 2 or either 2, you can say either 2 only or 5 only or both 2 and 5 only. Other than this, like other than any number, like other than 2 and 5, if there is any number, then in the prime factorization, then the decimal will always be non-terminating, and like it will be non-terminating, repeating or not, that's a different story, but it will be non-terminating. So now I have a basic idea, like all of us have a basic idea now, that if the denominator of the fraction has, like the prime factorization has either 2 or 5 or only both 2 and 5, like then only the fraction will have a terminating decimal expansion. What do I mean by this? In simple language, if denominator has only 2 or 5 or both 2 and 5 only, then only it will have terminating decimal expansion, or else it will not be having any, like it will not be having terminating expansion. Now let's come to the problem and we'll see how it is done. I hope you understood this, and once we'll solve the problems, you'll understand it in a more better way. So let's move on to that. Suppose I have a question. So first of all, in these kind of questions, you are not going to touch the numerator, okay? Because our main interest is to solve or to work with denominator. So we are not going to take much concern about the numerator. Whatever the numerator is, we are not worried about that. We are just concerned about the denominator. Suppose I'll take one of the very basic examples. Let's say I'll take first 2, then okay. Let's suppose I take 33 by 16. So what is the denominator here? 16. So if I prime factorize the denominator, what I'm going to get? So if I divide 16 by 2, I'm going to get 8. If I divide 8 by 2, I'm going to get 4. 4 by 2, I'm going to get 2. And 2 by 2, I'm going to get 1. So what is the number, like what are the numbers that I'm getting in the prime factorization of 16? That is 2 itself, only 2. How many times? 4 times. So since the prime factorization has only 2, it has a terminating decimal expansion. Now suppose if I take one more case. If I say 47 by let's say 125. Since I am concerned about the denominator, I will prime factorize the denominator. So I have 125. So if I prime factorize it, I divide 125 by 5, I'll get 5. Like 25, then again 25 divided by 5 will get 5, so on. So what you are going to get here is, since the denominator, the prime factorization of the denominator has only 5, only 2 such decimal expansions are terminating. Now the point is, if it is terminating, then after how many digits it will terminate, or after how many digits it will end. So to understand that, let's have a little discussion about one basic concept. Suppose if I have a number 237. If I divide it by 10, so I hope all of you know this, that if I divide any number by 10, a decimal comes where? To the left of the number from the end. That is 23.7. If I divide it by 2 tens, that is 100. I'm going to get 2.37. If I divide it by 1000, I'm going to get 0.237. So one thing which is very clear is, if I have 110 in the denominator, I'll have decimal, like from the right side it will be at one place. If I have 2 tens from the right side, it will be at 2 places. 3 from the right side at 3 places. 4 from the right side, 4 places. 5 from the right side, 5 places. So I can clearly say that if I have 10, the decimal is ending with 1 digit, like after 1 digit. The decimal is ending after 2 digit. Here the decimal is ending after 3 digit. So in case of 4 zeros, I will have decimal will be ending after 4 digits. So it completely depends on the number of tens you have. Here 1 10, here you have 2 tens, 10 into 10, here you have 3 tens, 10 into 10 into 10. So the number of 10 in the denominator will decide how many decimal places this expansion is going to end with. Now, point is, so to decide whether a decimal will, after how many places it will terminate, we need 10 in the denominator. So I know one thing again, if I know that I have, let's say, 1 by 2 to the power 2, to make it 10, I need, suppose I have 2 here. So to make it 10, I need a 5 here, 5 into 2. But I know that if something is multiplied in the numerator or denominator, it has to be multiplied to both, so that the fraction remains unaffected. That is, you will get an equivalent fraction, but the value will remain unchanged. Now, if I solve it, I am going to get 5 by 10. So 10 means I am going to get this decimal at, like this decimal will be terminating at one place, or the decimal will terminate after 1 digit. Whichever way you feel like, you can write. Now, let's say in this question, now one more thing before that. Suppose if I have any number, let's say 13 by 2 to the power 3. Now, to decide whether this will be, like after how many digits it will terminate, I need 10 here. So if I have 3 times 2, I need 3 times 5 also to make it 10. So as many times I have 2, I will be multiplying 5. And whatever is multiplied in the denominator will be multiplied both numerator and denominator. Now, leave the numerator, I am not interested in numerator. So it becomes 5 cube is 125, leave that. Here, okay, now I hope all of you remember one of the exponential identities, that is, if a to the power m into b to the power m is there, two different numbers with the same power, then these numbers are multiplied and power is taken common for both. Similarly, I have two different numbers with the same power. So I am going to write it like 2 into 3 whole to the power, 2 into 5 whole to the power 3. So 2 into 5 is what? 10. And 10 cube is what? 1000, 3 digits. So I know one thing, if there are 3 tens, it means the decimal will be terminating after 3 digits or 3 places. So I hope that was clear for you. So what I've done, I'll just repeat it again. So what I had is 2 cube in the denominator. To make it 10, I need equal number of 5 with 2, so that 2 into 5 will give you 10. So I need 5 3 times, like I have 2 3 times, that is 2 cube. So I have multiplied 5 3 times, that is 5 cube, and whatever I am multiplying, I am supposed to multiply it in both numerator and denominator. So here I have applied the algebraic identity, that if bases are different but their powers are same, then bases are multiplied and powers are taken in common. So from here I got 10 cube. 10 cube means there are 3 tens, and 3 tens means the decimal will be terminating after 3 places or 3 digits. So same I am going to do here also. So how you are going to write it? So the first part of this question says, first check whether it is a terminating decimal or not. So it is terminating. So you will be answering the first part as, since the prime factorization, this PF means prime factorization, since the prime factorization of 16 has only 2, it is a terminating decimal. Now the point comes, if it is a terminating decimal, then after how many places it is going to terminate. So let's write this entire term in the terms of prime factorization of the denominator. So when I prime factorized 16, how many like 2's I have? 1, 2, 3 and 4. It means 16 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. That is 2 to the power 4. 4 times 2. So 33 by 16 can be written as 33 by 2 to the power 4. Now again the same logic, to decide whether this decimal expansion will end after how many digits. For that, what we need? We need number of tens in the denominator. So I have 2 4 times, so I need 5 along with this. So now, so I am not going to be concerned about the numerator. I'm just concerned about the denominator. Now again the same algebra like exponential law. If bases are different and their powers are same, then bases are multiplied and powers are taken in common. So I have 10 to the power 4. Now clearly, since I have 10 to the power 4 or 4 times 10 multiplied, so 4 times 10 means the decimal will be expanding, like will be terminating after 4 digits. So with this I can say that the decimal expansion will be terminating after 4 digits or places, whatever you call it. So this is how we are going to do it. So if it is terminating, we are going to tell after how many digits the decimal will be terminating. But if it is not terminating, we are not going to do all this, because if it is not terminating, then it is not going to terminate. Then you don't need to tell after how many digits it will terminate, because it is not going to terminate. So for terminating, you are supposed to do this way. Now I will take that question. So I am just going to rub this because I need space for that. Now, so here, can I write 125 as 5 into 5 into 5? 3 times 5 will give you 5 cube. So that can be written as 47 by 5 cube. Now, again you will be writing the same thing. Since the denominator, since the prime factorization of the denominator has only 5, it is a terminating decimal. Like, since the prime factorization, here PF means prime factorization of denominator has only 5, it is a terminating not it is a, actually you can write the decimal expansion is a, will be a decimal expansion will be terminating. So this is how you are going to write it. Now the next part of the question, if it is terminating, then after how many digits? So again I am going to take that number. Now again to make it 10, this time in the last case we had 2, so we multiplied 5. In this case we have 5, so we will be multiplying 2. Let's see. So I have 5 cube, so I am going to multiply 2 cube both to the numerator and denominator. Now again the same exponential law, since the bases are different but their powers are same, so I am going to write it 5 into 2 cube, that is 47 into 2 cube by 10 cube. Now again, since it has, like clearly now you can see, since there are 3 tens, the decimal expansion will be terminating after 3 digits or 3 places. So clearly you can say that the decimal expansion and so on, like the decimal expansions will be terminating after 3 digits. So this is how you are going to write it. Now we'll take one more example. I hope it was like well clear to you. So I'm just keeping it in case you want to refer it. I'll move on to the next problem. Suppose if I take the other problem as let me think of a problem. Okay, suppose if I have 247 by 180. So the first thing which I am going to do is I am going to prime factorize the denominator. Always in such questions, my first step will always be to prime factorize the denominator. So when I prime factorize the denominator here, what I'm going to get is I'm simply dividing, like dividing 180 by 2 gives me 90, dividing 90 by 2 gives me 45. So 45 dividing by 3 gives me 15. One more time it gives me 5 and 5. Now, since the prime factorization of the denominator has number other than 2 and 5, that is 3, it will be non-terminating and the question ends here only. So how you are going to write? Since the decimal expansion of the denominator has numbers, okay, since the prime factorization, you can say, since the prime factorization, since the prime factorization of the denominator has numbers other than 2 and 5, it is non-terminating and repeating. It is non-terminating and repeating. Why it is non-terminating repeating? Because clearly it is a rational number where P and Q are integers. So I know what kind of non-terminating decimals are rational. Only the non-terminating and repeating ones. So this is how we are going to do such questions. So in your NCERT textbook you have exercise 1.4 with similar questions. And the concept remains same whether you go to R.D. Sharma or NCERT. The concept is exactly the same. This is what we are going to do. We are going to prime factorize the denominator. We are going to, if it has only 2 or only 5 or both 2 and 5, then it will be terminating. In that case, we are going to find by this method that after how many decimal places the decimal expansion will terminate. If not, then simply it is non-terminating and repeating. This is how we are going to do it. In your NCERT or in many of the books, I have seen there are certain word problems, like if P by Q is a rational number or is a number where Q is not equal to 0, or where the condition is given and it is asked if it is a decimal, it is a terminating decimal expansion, what are the conditions for Q? So always remember one thing, for any terminating expansion, decimal expansion, the denominator should always have, the prime factorization of the denominator should always have either 2, either 5 or both 2 and 5 only. Not like in this case, it had 2, it had 5, but it had number other than 2 and 5 also. That's why it was non-terminating. But if it had only 2, only 5, then it would have been what? Terminating. Okay, I'll do one such case also, where it has only 2 and 5. So I hope you are done with this. So we'll do one more case. Okay, let's say I have a number 111 by 80. So the first step which I am going to follow is prime factorize the denominator. So when I prime factorize 80, I get 40, means when I divide 80 by 2, I get 40. So when I divide 40 by 2, I get 20. Now when I divide 20 by 2, I get 10. Now again when I divide 10 by 2, I get 5. So for 5 I need 5. Now clearly, since the prime factorization of the denominator has only 2 and 5, it is a terminating decimal expansion. Listen it again. Since the prime factorization of the denominator has only 2 and 5, therefore it is a terminating decimal expansion. The statement will be same which you used to do in the last questions. I'm not going to write it, you know it. Now, the next part. If it is terminating, then tell me after how many places the decimal is going to terminate. So let's find out. So if I write it in the form of prime factorization, so how many 2's I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 1. To make it, our next target is to make it, to convert it in the form of tens. So to make it 10, I need equal number I need equal number of 2 and equal number of 5. But here I have 2 4 times and 5 only 1. So how many 5 more I need? Out of 4 I have 1, so I need 3 more 5's. So I am going to multiply 5 cubed to both numerator and denominator. I hope you remember the algebraic rule that if the bases are same, powers are added. So if bases are same, powers will be added, that is 3 plus 1, 4. So it becomes 1, 1, 1, 2 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 4 into 5 cube in the numerator. Now, since bases are different but powers are same, again applying the algebraic identity, exponential identity, that is a to the power m into b to the power m is going to give you ab to the power m. Applying that, what I am going to have 1 1 into 5 cube upon 2 into 5 to the power 4. So if I solve that, what I am going to have is 10 to the power 4. Now since you have 4 tens, like 10 into 10 into 10 into 10, 4 times in the denominator, so the decimal expansion will be terminating after 4 digits. So this is how we are going to solve these problems. So I hope it was well understood by you, and in case of any problem or any doubt, you can just ask the question whether in the comment box, or if you know me personally, you can ask me, or I hope you will not face any problem regarding this now. So this was all about this. Thank you and good luck. Jai Hind.